Great to see all of you today. I'm here today with Assistant District Attorney John Savernock and Chief Deputy District Attorney Meg Nicola, and we're here with all of you to celebrate the official start of Bill Brown for Sheriff 2023. Applause. Welcome to all of you, especially our sheriff and his wife and my very dear friend Donna. Thank you both for doing this again. Bill, you have been a great sheriff, and I so appreciate your actions and Donna's support to keep doing this very difficult job, protecting and serving our great county. For those of you who don't know much about Bill, let me tell you a little bit about his expanded qualifications, perhaps the things you just don't know. He has a master's degree from USC in public administration, has graduated from the very top law enforcement executive schools in the nation, and he's given us 15 years of exemplary service as our sheriff. Daily, he works to maintain a very positive relationship with my office and all other members of the Santa Barbara County law enforcement criminal justice community. I am supporting Bill because he has earned my respect and my admiration. Having stood by him during many of this county's most difficult and arduous times, I have been in a very unique position to know how he thinks, feels, and most importantly, acts. And I'm not just impressed by all that at all those times, but amidst all of that, I've also been in awe of his wisdom, insight, sensitivity, and bravery. What I want from my sheriff is the same as all of you want. I want him to ethically ensure public safety and justice in all circumstances throughout our county. I want to know he'll keep my loved ones safe, from my grandchildren in preschool to my son, a county firefighter, and that he will ensure those who are arrested are treated with respect and dignity. Therefore, more than ever, I want Bill Brown to continue to be our sheriff. There are many other dignitaries here today who are clamoring to express their support for our sheriff. Next up is his undersheriff and my longtime friend, Saul Linver.
Good afternoon. My name is Saul Linver. I've been a member of the Santa Barbara Sheriff's Office for the past 37 years. And before joining the Sheriff's Office, I served 4 years in the United States Air Force. During my 41 years of government service, I have had the opportunity and privilege to work for and with many talented, passionate, extraordinary mentors and leaders. As the undersheriff for the past 3.5 years, I have worked closer with Sheriff Brown than any other member of the Sheriff's Office. Some weeks, it felt like I spent more time with him than his wife, Donna. I have been in countless executive meetings as well as one-on-one private critical decision meetings with Sheriff Brown. I have watched Sheriff Brown in numerous situations where his leadership skills were exemplified. Sheriff Brown is an analytical decision maker. He is courageous, empathetic, and caring, but not only for his staff, but also the citizens he has sworn to protect. Sheriff Bill Brown is one of those extraordinary leaders I mentioned. He is passionate about the professionalism of the members of the Sheriff's Office and the level of service provided to the citizens of Santa Barbara County. Over the past 15 years, he has led the Sheriff's Office through many critical events, ranging from mass murders to fire evacuations, civil unrest to the January debris flow and the Conception tragedy. I have enthusiastically given my endorsement and readily stand to support Sheriff Bill Brown in his re-election. He is a proven leader and is the only candidate with the knowledge, skills, and experience to guide the Santa Barbara Sheriff's Office at this critical time for law enforcement and then into the future. Please join me and other law enforcement executives and re-elect Bill Brown for sheriff. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Steve Lavanino, 5th District County Supervisor, and I'm the only one without prepared remarks today, so I'll just go ahead and take some of what the sheriff has laid out here. Bill and I go back a long time, and as a county supervisor, you have to be an expert in a million different things. Right before I came over here, I was talking about waste collection contracts, and but of all the stuff that we do, roads, redistricting, all those things, there's the thing that is the top of everything is making sure that our residents are safe. When my constituents put that key in their door and lock their door at night, I want them to be assured that we have a top flight, number one, top of his class, top in the state sheriff, making sure that criminals are going to be arrested, tracked down, prosecuted, and put in the most beautiful jail that anybody could possibly imagine. I feel for Bill because as an elected leader right now, it's tough to be an elected official. Not only is he an elected official, it's tough to be somebody in law enforcement. I don't know how many people understand what it took to get this thing built behind me. There's a lot of people that are going to be making announcements about running for office and those types of things coming up, making announcements, making campaign promises. You're not going to hear promises today. We're standing in front of Bill's promise. And as a member of the Board of Supervisors that assisted Bill in making this happen, I couldn't find a better partner on this project. It was his vision, his doggedness, his determination, his going to Sacramento and making this deal happen. $80 million brought to this county by this man right here. Thank you very much, Bill.
I'd now like to ask Darrell Tellis to join us or to lead us through the national anthem.
Thank you. I'd say a few words, but I'm just honored to be able to do this. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say doth that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Hello, my name is Mike Cordero, and I'm the current Mayor Pro Tem for the City of Santa Maria. What we want to say here from the Santa Maria City Council's seat is that we're proud to stand behind Bill Brown as being elected sheriff again. I, too, didn't come with any prepared remarks because I only knew a few minutes ago I was going to do this. But there's a story in my history that goes back, and for those of you who may not know me, I was with the Santa Maria Police Department for 36 years here and 3 years down in Carpinteria. And I was at a dinner function at the Elks, and a young lady that I know came up to me and said, Mike, she said, I really want to introduce you to this candidate, and he's running for sheriff. Well, it wasn't Bill Brown. And I listened and I said, well, thank you very much. I said, but I'm already fully supporting Bill Brown. And the candidate, who I knew, said, why? Can I ask you? I said, well, there's been a number of sheriffs before him. And Bill has made arrangements to build this jail. And he says, well, I was for that. And I said, yeah, but he did it. And so that goes right along with what Supervisor Lavagnino was saying. This is accomplishment, folks. This is the dedication that it takes. And that in itself makes me very, very proud to stand behind Bill Brown as sheriff for Santa Barbara County. Thank you very much.
Good morning. I'm Janelle Osborne, mayor for the city of Lompoc. And I first met Bill back when I wasn't even thinking of a political career. I chose Lompoc, and part of the reason I chose Lompoc was the leadership in the local police department at the time, which was Chief Bill Brown. He brought community policing to Lompoc, and it is a legacy he's left behind that even our current Chief Mariani is still practicing. It's really important that you have a leader who has vision, who has the ability to deliver and has successes behind them, and Bill provides that. But the reason I give Bill my endorsement today is not because of all his successes, but because of the man he is. He is ethical. He does have integrity. He is the right leader at this time to provide that continuity after the new jail has been built into delivering the programs and the mission behind those programs to provide a better process to reduce recidivism. So I really think it's important that while we laud him for the successes he's had, we empower him to continue and have the successes I know he will have with the new programs here and with his leadership in the Sheriff's Department. And that's why I endorse Bill Brown to continue as our sheriff.
Well, my name's Roger Aceves. There you go. I'm a 16-year member of the Goleta City Council, where I served twice as mayor. I retired after 32 years in law enforcement, so I'm fully aware of the efforts required to keep our communities safe. Sheriff Brown continues to provide the top quality frontline officers to my city. This effort is reflected in the many awards and recognitions my city has received as being one of the safest cities in the state for a city of our size. This is a direct result of his leadership. His leadership as sheriff, as you know, has been recognized throughout the state and throughout the United States. Sheriff Brown is a man of his word. He promised to build this jail, a needed facility in North County, and he did it, and he never gave up. I am honored to stand here and support the re-election of Bill Brown. And I remember the first year he ran, and I supported him then. He wasn't well known in Santa Barbara, so we went to a fiesta event, and boy, it went up. That went a long way for this man to spread the word that he was going to be the next sheriff, and I'm so honored that he's running again. Thank you, Bill, for keeping our community safe and our city safe.
Thank you, Roger.
Good morning, or good afternoon. I'm Joe Mariani. I'm the Chief of Police of Lompoc. It is my honor and my pleasure to speak on behalf of the members of the Santa Barbara County Law Enforcement Chiefs who have unanimously voted to endorse Sheriff Brown's bid for re-election. Sheriff Brown is the consummate professional, as you've heard today, who has earned the respect of his colleagues for his creativity, initiative, leadership, and long-standing commitment to promote the highest ideals in law enforcement. Prior to being elected as our sheriff, he served as a police chief for the city of Lompoc. During his tenure, he was a progressive change agent who implemented a variety of contemporary community policing programs that still exist today. As our sheriff, he has shared in our achievements and has always been there to support us when we face challenges in our respective communities. His success is rooted in his high regard for building and maintaining relationships, as you can see and is evidenced by the people who are here today. His record clearly illustrates that partnerships with all segments of the community lead to success and enhancing trust that is essential to maintaining public safety. Chief Bernard Malekian of the Santa Barbara Police Department has also provided an endorsement that I would like to share with you today, and it shares the sentiments of those of us who are members of the CLEC. And he says, "It is my pleasure to add my name to the list of law enforcement professionals endorsing Sheriff Brown bid for re-election. Sheriff Brown has fought for years to bring humanity and compassion to the inmates in his care. The opening of the North Branch Jail is the culmination of that effort. During the turmoil following the death of George Floyd in 2020, Sheriff Brown joined in condemning the actions of the officers in Minneapolis, but stood solidly behind the men and women of Santa Barbara County law enforcement, even when it was not popular to do so. Sheriff Brown consistently demonstrates integrity, professionalism, and compassion. He has served the people of Santa Barbara County with distinction, and he deserves re-election. So here's to 4 more years. Thank you."
Well, good afternoon. I'm Bill Ayub, Sheriff of Ventura County, and I want to tell you a little bit about my perspective of Bill Brown as a peer and colleague. And I have to tell you that I'm not surprised by anything I've heard this afternoon so far. Bill has become a confidant and one of my closest advisors, and I value his perspective above many things. And I want to tell you about things that he does when he's not in the county of Santa Barbara. We have associations at the state level, 58 sheriffs in the state of California, all have an association. That we meet together and we speak with a collective voice in Sacramento. We try and influence good public policy. We do the same thing at the federal level with the major county sheriffs of America. Bill Brown's experience and tenure in this profession has earned him the election to the State Police Chiefs Association leadership. He was the president of the California Police Chiefs Association. He was also elected to be the president of the California State Sheriff's Association, the only person in the history to hold both posts. And now he's been elected by his peers at the national level to be the vice president of the major county sheriffs of America with a pathway to the presidency in 2024. We need Bill Brown's intellect, we need his wisdom, we need his experience to strengthen our collective voices in Sacramento and in Washington, where policies are coming down to our communities that are weakening law enforcement. We need Bill Brown to continue serving, and I'm delighted that he's sacrificed his time to be willing to do so. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff. And by the way, that is the other sheriff in the state of California that I'm endorsing. You're also doing a great job in Ventura. Okay, listening to all of you, it is very clear that Bill has proved himself over and over again during crises and beyond that he is the chief public safety officer that we can all rely upon. He's the sheriff who shows up, knows what to do, and knows how to do it. And he knows that based upon his extensive training and vast experience. As your DA, I want a caring, smart, and kind sheriff. As a mother of 4 and a grandmother of 4, I want a sheriff who protects them and everyone else in this great county, the county that we both love. Therefore, I am confident Sheriff Brown is the only qualified person for the job, and I now ask that he approach the podium.
Well, thank you, everyone. I want to thank Joyce Dudley for those warm and generous words, and my other friends and colleagues who came up and spoke today. Thank you as well. I am humbled by your support. Let me begin my remarks today with this message to all of the people of Santa Barbara County. I am Sheriff Bill Brown. I am proud to be your sheriff, and I am running for re-election on June 7th, 2022. I am so proud of this campaign and am honored by the tremendous outpouring of support that I've already received. People from all across this wonderful county have been overwhelmingly positive and so generous and solid in their support. My biggest supporters have been my family members, starting with my beautiful wife and my best friend, Donna. And I also want to mention very proudly my 3 children and my extended family as well. Without their love, support, and understanding, I wouldn't be where I am today. And I thank God for blessing me with such a wonderful family. I also want to acknowledge all of you who are here today, taking time off from your day and your work to be with me to help kick off this campaign. I want to thank the California Police Chiefs Association for their endorsement, and I want to thank the more than 1,000 people who have already endorsed me for re-election. People from all walks of life and from across the political spectrum. Of course, I also want to acknowledge my extraordinary staff at the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office and the former members of my agency who are here today in this crowd to cheer me on today. They're here standing with me on their own time, and I am so deeply appreciative of their presence. The Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office is one of the finest and most respected law enforcement agencies in the nation. And that's because of the caliber of the men and the women who work in it. I am proud and honored to lead this organization and the men and the women who comprise it. Warren Bennis once said that leadership is the capacity to translate vision into reality. You've heard about some of my accomplishments, but I want to make it abundantly clear that those accomplishments simply would not have occurred without the dedication, enthusiasm, hard work, help, and support of other people. And at the top of the list are the members of the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office. I am privileged to lead them, but what we do is a team effort. And again, this team delivers. I've had a passion for public safety ever since I was in high school. I knew what I wanted to do with my life, and that was to answer the call to become a law enforcement officer, to protect and to serve others. My parents taught me core values that I hold dear to this day. The same core values that we have in the Sheriff's Office: integrity, courage, caring, fairness, and service to others. Over the years, I've worked hard to always do the right thing, and I've never, ever regretted my career choice, not for a moment. I still look forward to coming to work each and every day. Being the sheriff is an extraordinary privilege, and I recognize that I am everyone's sheriff in this county. My goal is to protect and serve you, no matter whether you live in the north or the south, whatever your political affiliations, whatever your race, religion, sexual orientation, or immigration status. I am everybody's sheriff in Santa Barbara County, and I think that you can see that by the diversity in the crowd that is here today to encourage me in this endeavor as I seek another term. I'm proud that together we have made steady progress, even during times of severe budget constraints and all manner of disasters. During the pandemic, during the turbulent times that we've experienced in the law enforcement profession in the wake of George Floyd's tragic murder, and now during the global tragedy that's unfolding in the Ukraine. By working together, we have found ways to make it through the tough and the uncertain times. And as an organization, the Sheriff's Office, under my leadership, has delivered. Despite the national uptick in violent crime that has occurred this past year, we have helped keep overall serious crimes in Santa Barbara County low. We're also doing a much better job of keeping mentally ill people out of jail and providing better treatment for those who must be in jail due to the seriousness of the crimes that they've committed. As you've heard, being sheriff isn't an easy job, and during tough times it means having to make difficult choices and decisions, sometimes decisions between what's bad and what's worse. It calls for thinking outside the box and questioning the status quo. It's more important than ever to partner up and collaborate with others strongly. And I think that we in Santa Barbara County do that better than virtually anywhere else. We continue to work with our allied agencies, with our community, and with the people that we serve to provide community policing. Policing where the community and the police come together to identify and solve problems relating to crime, the fear of crime, neighborhood decay, and quality of life issues. That's the essence of community policing. And unlike many other communities in America, we have maintained the trust and the respect of the communities that we serve. We've made steady progress in so many areas, but we still have unfinished business. And now is not the time to change. And that's why I'm seeking another term as your sheriff. There are 4 areas that I want to be the central focus of my next term. Number 1, continuing to keep an adequate number of deputies on our streets and custody deputies in our jails so that we can fulfill our fundamental missions and preserve public safety in Santa Barbara County. During these difficult times, we will continue to assess and refine our recruitment efforts to bring the next generation of deputies and those who support them into this noble profession. And simultaneously, we will continue to seek and expand ways to keep our current staff members healthy, resilient, and well. Secondly, we must continue working with others in our criminal justice system and in our community to put greater emphasis on offender rehabilitation and recovery and on re-entry into the community. 95% of the people that go into this jail are going to come back out of this jail into the community. And I'm a tough sheriff when it comes to crime and holding people accountable. But I also strongly believe in second chances. The inmates in our jail are all someone's son or daughter, someone's husband or wife, many someone's father or mother. By giving those who have broken the law the opportunities and the support to be successful, we help not just them, but their families as well and the entire community. I know that we can't change everyone that enters into our jail for the better, but we need to work together to change the behavior and the lives of those that we can. That's the reason why I chose this location to make this announcement on my run for re-election. Now that we have finished building this Northern Branch jail, a campaign promise kept that stands behind me, the largest public works project in the history of the county of Santa Barbara, and one that created hundreds of jobs and infused millions of dollars into our local economy at a time when both were desperately needed. We must now use its capabilities to inspire criminal offenders to revitalize and rebuild their lives. The Latin motto that you see on that arch behind me is Faber et sue quisque fortune. That translates into English as every person is the architect of their own destiny. That theme is prevalent throughout this jail. And by being treated with respect and learning the skills about life, the vocational skills, anger management, and addiction control, those who enter in here while they are in our custody can come out understanding that they really can control their destiny. And within these walls, get the tools to become productive and successful members of our community when they are released. Third, we will continue and expand our collaborative efforts to keep mentally ill people out of the criminal justice system, and to provide those who, because of the seriousness of the crimes they've committed, must remain in jail, but provide them with excellent mental health treatment. That means continuing our highly successful mental health co-response program and expanding our jail-based competency treatment and medication-assisted treatment programs. It means diverting people into accountable, community-based treatment as an alternative to jail whenever possible. And we must also expand our substance abuse treatment programs in this jail and in the community, and work closely with other service agencies to see to it that those who are addicted to alcohol or other drugs continue to receive proper treatment in the community once they are released from jail. And fourth, we have to do a better job of tackling the national opioid crisis and its effects on our county. Last year, 133 people died in our county as a result of overdoses of drugs, most involving opioids like heroin and fentanyl. They came from every part of the county and from across the socioeconomic spectrum. Last year, as a nation, we lost over 100,000 people to drug overdoses. Think about that for a moment. That is almost twice the number of people that the United States lost in the entire Vietnam War, and we lost them in 1 year. That's unacceptable. It's a national tragedy, and we have got to do something about it. Next week, I'm introducing a program called Project Opioid to key leaders in our community, members of local government, law enforcement, the medical establishment, faith leaders, treatment providers, business leaders, and others, to get them to come together and develop a multi-pronged collaborative strategy that will address this vexing problem and that will save lives. There then are the four key areas that I want to focus on, and I want the Sheriff's Office to focus on during my next term. And the foundation of each of them has already been laid by what we have been steadily doing in the past. In closing today, I want to thank all of you again for being here, for coming and showing your marvelous support. Thank you for your trust, for your loyalty, and for your confidence in me. For the rest of the people who aren't here today in Santa Barbara County, I ask you to join this campaign. I ask for your prayers. I ask for your support. And I ask for your vote on Election Day, June 7th, 2022, so that I can continue to lead your Sheriff's Office into the future with proven strength, caring, leadership, integrity, and stability during these uncertain times. Thank you, Santa Barbara County, and God bless you.